before we had farms or before we had supermarkets, the food had to come from somewhere, and it was coming from your surroundings. We're lucky here on Vancouver Island that we still have a lot of forest and a lot of food in that forest.
On an island of 1 million people spread across 40,000 square kilometers, most of our landscape is left wild. And there's an abundance of food waiting underneath our footsteps.
A lot of people underestimate the number of species you can find here that are edible. So that's why I think it's a great destination for it, because we have sea level up to higher altitude, and you can find so many different species.
When Celia and Ben immigrated from Europe, they were surprised by the quantity of food available in the forest here and the lack of people gathering it.
La même manière que le lobster mushroom.
Together they created Forest for Dinner, a wild foraging company in Parksville Qualicum Beach focused on fresh and preservative foods, as well as educational tours.
And I think it's really important before you start to do any serious foraging to reach out to experts that have been doing it for a while, or reading a lot about it. It's completely different impacts harvesting berries and harvesting mushrooms and harvesting certain plants.
Start by going for a walk and just looking down, just looking all around.
Luckily on Vancouver Island, you have an opportunity every day to learn about edible foods in the forest.
Any time of the year is a good time for food, depending on what you're looking for.
We associate foraging usually to mushroom picking, but there is a lot more than mushroom picking. We start in February with harvesting nettles, and then we harvest watercress and spruce tips and a lot of other coniferous tips, and then we move slowly to spring mushroom like oyster mushroom and morels, and then we have so many berries in the summer.
Magical part comes from you never really know what you're gonna get.
While it's still an underutilized activity, foraging for food has increased in popularity. The restaurant DeLille in Qualicum Beach focuses on seasonal dishes, incorporating forage foods. On today's menu, they're serving up a mushroom pate with huckleberry jam on sourdough bread.
We want to showcase where we live and what we can do with things just outside of our doorstep, rather than importing. DeLille is from the island in French, so we're focusing on only as much as we can from the island.
It's not going to replace all the supermarket tomorrow, but I really do think that a small share of our daily food could be coming from the forest.
Next time you're out on a hike enjoying the breathtaking scenery of Parksville Qualicum Beach, take some extra time to look around. Who knows, you may find your lunch is just a pick away.